everybody. Welcome to GIS Pathshala Grade 7 Social Science History. Now, our chapter 2 is about new kings and kingdoms. See, we are knowing so many kings and kingdoms were there in the ancient India. So, how they emerged, how they came into existence, that we are going to see in this chapter. Now, see, this map is given, and in this map you can see different type of all the kingdoms are given. See which are there, many are there: Gurjar Parthiyas, Rashtrakutas, Palas, Cholas, Chamanas. Afterwards we are knowing them as Chauhans. All are the places are given, all are the regions are given. And see the three big are given, three big regions are given. And see the red boundary is there. The red boundary is there. Red boundary is considered as a fluctuating boundary. Fluctuating boundary means not stable fixed boundary. See presently we can see that between Gujarat and Maharashtra one fixed boundary is there. So it is not like that. Many a time rulers were fighting with other rulers, and they are getting the more place, and they are taking that place under their region. So like that they were expanding their kingdom. So as the kingdom expands, their boundary should be changed. So these boundaries are not considered as a fixed boundary. Now see emergence of the new dynasty. Why there is the emergence of new dynasty? See, by the 7th century, there were big landlords who or warriors, chiefs in the different regions of the subcontinent. Existing king often acknowledged them as their subordinates or samantas. See now what happens at that time, kings were there, but king alone cannot rule all the places properly, and it is difficult to manage the things. So they were keeping the big landlords or warriors as the subordinates, means one type of assistant type subordinates. Those are helping the king to in the maintaining the things. And the kings were giving some of the areas to them, that this area you have to look after these areas. Now they were known as the samantas. They were expected to bring gifts for their kings and overlord, be present at the courts, and provide them with military support. Now what these samantas were doing, samantas were happy because they were getting some of the power, they were getting some of the area to run all the things. So what they were doing, whenever they are coming to king's place, they were bringing some of the gifts for the overlords or king who had given them the area. For them they are bringing the gifts or some of the things. Sometime when the king or overlords are in need of the support, military support, war was there, or any military support they were in need, at that time also samantas were giving the help, military help also. But as Samanta gained power and wealth, they declared themselves to be Mahasamantas or Mahamandaleshwar. See, now afterwards, what happens when they got more power and they got the wealth? They were having power also and wealth also. So they themselves declared themselves. They were saying that we are Mahasamanta, means the higher post, Mahasamanta and Mahamandaleshwar. Meaning of Mahamandaleshwar means whatever region they were having, where they were running, they were ruling that region, they are counting here, it is counted as one circle. So we are the head of that one circle. So like they were declaring themselves as Mahasamantas or Mahamandaleshwar, and assert their independence from their overlords. And now sometimes they asserted their independence from their overlords. Now what they were thinking, that now we don't want to be under any ruler, we want to become the ruler because we were Mahasamantas. So they thought that now they want to become the ruler, so they were separating themselves from the main king. See, first of all, the king is having their assistant or subordinates. They were working as samantas, but after some times when the samantas were getting the power and money, they were thinking that we want to be a ruler. So they were declaring themselves as a ruler, and they were taking they making their separate region. Now after that what happens, in One such insistence was that of the Rashtrakutas in Deccan. Initially, they were subordinates to the Chaulukyas of Karnataka. See, for such type of insistence, where this type of incident happened, one king, Chalukya region, see the Chalukya dynasty of Karnataka. In Chalukya dynasty of Karnataka, one Samantas were there. One Samanta was there, and now he want to be a chief. Now he want to be a chief. So what he did, he became chief. And who was the person? Danti Durga, a Rashtrakuta chief, overthrew his Chalukya overlord. See, Danti Durga was a Rashtrakuta chief. Danti Durga was a Rashtrakuta chief. He was the Samantas under Chalukya. So he threw Chalukya and he himself become the Rashtrakuta ruler. And Chalukya overlord and performed ritual called Haranyagarbha. See, he performed one ritual also. Ritual means एक टाइप का वन टाइप का वो रीति रिवाज करते हैं लाइक दैट. सो वन टाइप ऑफ वो जो करते हैं दैट इज द रिचुअल. ही परफॉर्म वन रिचुअल हिरण्यगर्भ. सी दैट वाज परफॉर्म बाय क्षत्रिय ओनली. So he also performed. He was not a Kshatriya, so he also performed. And he thought that after performing that, I would be a Kshatriya. So he performed with the help of the Brahmins. It was thought to lead to the rebirth of the sacrifice a Kshatriya even if he was not by birth. He thought that after doing such rituals, I also be a Kshatriya. But basically by birth, he was not a Kshatriya. So the Danti Durga was from Rashtrakuta dynasty. He threw his overlord of Chalukya dynasty and he became the ruler. After that, in other cases also, men from enterprising families used to use the military skills to cow other kingdom. See, enterprising families. Enterprises families means Vaishya. Enterprising families means Vaishya. We were knowing that four castes were there. Kshatriya, Brahman, Vaishya and Shudra. See, Kshatriya were the rulers. Brahman were doing the rituals and giving education and all the things. Vaishya means they are one type of businessmen and traders. So these persons, entrepreneur persons were also coming in the to become the ruler. After that, for instance, the Kadamba Mayurasaman, Mayur Sharman, Kadamba Mayur Sharman was all the entrepreneur from the trader caste. He came in the to become the ruler, Kadamba. And the Gurjar Partyar Harishchandra. See, from Gurjar Partyar dynasty, one Harishchandra came. He was also Brahmin, but he gave up his tradition. He was also Brahmin, he gave up his Brahmin traditions, all the things, and he also took the weapons in the hand, armed force in the hand, and he also became the ruler. Now see, not only the Kshatriya were the rulers, from the others also they are coming and they are becoming the rulers. And where they successfully established their kingdoms, see Kadamba Mayurasaman in Karnataka and the other Harishchandra from Gurjar Partyar, he established his kingdom in Rajasthan. Now administration in the kingdom. Now after this we can see the kings, all those became the kings. All want to be a ruler, but to become a ruler, it is not easy. After becoming the ruler, they have to administer the things properly. They have to administrate the things properly. So now what happens? Many of these new kings adopted the high sounding titles such as Maharaja and Tribhuvan Chakravartin. See, now they became the king and they were saying that we are Maharaja Raj and we are Tribhuvan Chakravartin. Maharaja Raj means the superior to the king also. And Tribhuvan Chakravartin means in Hindu mythology we are saying that Prithvi Lok, Patal Lok and Swarg Lok, three type of places we are counting. So the head of the god of all the three places. So such type of they are taking the titles. But they are taking the titles, they are all of the things are that, but they are not too much rich. So they have to maintain the things in their kingdom. They often shared power with their samantas as well as with association of peasants, traders and Brahmins. See, now what happened? They have to run the kingdom for administration, all the things are necessary. So they were sharing their power with samantas in association of peasants, traders and Brahmins. See, in each of these states, resources were obtained from the producers. See, resources means some of the money, some of the things the king needed to for all the things. In India also, suppose presently we are staying, so we are paying tax from the government is getting the tax. After getting the tax only the from that amount government is making road, bridge and development government is doing. So like that king also needs certain resources so that then further development, further things he can manage in his kingdom. So now that is peasants, cattle keepers, artisans. See, peasants means farmer. They were producing grains and all the things they are selling and getting money. Cattle keepers are having ample of cattle, and artisans are making artistic things and they are sending and doing the things. But who were often persuaded to compel to surrender part of what they produce. They have to give some part of what they were producing. Suppose farmers has to pay some of the part of the wheat. Suppose they are producing wheat, so some part of the wheat they have to give to the king. Like that, they have to give some of the part from their production, and it was counted as some one type of tax. Afterwards, the landlords, those who are having land, they were also giving some money. So it was counted or claimed or as a rent. Landlords were also paying some money to the king. It was counted as rent. And revenue was also collected from traders. From traders also, those who were doing business from them also the king was taking the tax. So all these things were there. The inscription of the Cholas who ruled in Tamil Nadu refer to more than 400 terms of different kinds of taxes. See, 400 terms of different types of taxes were there. The most frequently mentioned tax is Veti. Veti was the most frequently mentioned tax. Means again and again that tax was mentioned. Take a note in the case cash, but in the form of forced labor. See, Veti was one type of tax. In that tax, cash was not given, but forced labor were given. Laborers were given. And Kadammi or land revenue. There were also taxes to touching the houses. Another different type of taxes were also there. But the Veti was very common tax considered. After that, these resources were used to finance the king's establishment. Now see how the kingdom, they were making the kingdom. Afterwards, then from the peasants, producers, cattle rearers, artisans, landlords, all were giving the some of the things to the king. So resources the king was getting. And now after that, what happened? Resources were used. How the resources were used? Resources were used to finance the king's establishment as well as for the construction of temples and forts. See, just now I told, no, like in our country, we are paying tax, then government is making the things. Like that, at that time also, the resources were used for the establishment of the king. So king make some of the things for himself also, and from the rest, he was making constructing temples and forts or any other thing, whatever necessary for the people of the village kingdom he was doing. They were also used to fight wars, which were in turn expected to lead to their wealth in the form of plundered and assess the land as well as trader routes. See, they sometimes they have to fight wars also. For the wars also they need all the soldiers and they have to maintain army and all the things. The functions for collecting revenue were generally recruited from influential families and positions were often hereditary. Now see, directly nobody is giving the tax. So the one person should be kept for collection of the tax. So mostly one reputed person in the village, the one family is considered reputed noble in the kingdom was given the duty to collect the tax. And tax collecting work was also in the coming in the hereditary. Suppose one person is from the family, one person is collecting the tax after his death, or suppose he might become old, then his son was collecting the tax. So like that in hereditary, suppose मैं हूँ मेरे बाद मेरा son है उसका son है, like that we are saying that is the hereditary. So the tax collection, revenue collection was done in a hereditary. One family was getting the charge, then after that in hereditary the same family was collecting the tax. After that, this was true about the army as well. In army also the same type of thing was there. In army also from the family, those who were there in the army, though in hereditary, the same family members were again and again joining the army. Suppose one person is in army, then his son was also in the army. Like that, the family hereditary, all the persons were in the army also. In many cases, close relatives of the king held this position, and sometimes the close relatives of the king also were getting this for doing this type of things. They were also getting these positions in the army also, in collecting the tax also. See, now presently in army such type of rule is not there. So now from seeing this type of things, we can say that this time, during that time, all the things were mostly hereditary. Things were going on in hereditary. Now further we will see some of the other things in the new kingdom, new dynasties, how the things were going on. Thank you.